Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Grand rising, grand rising. Run the lights all the way up. The king is king, and y'all know how I do, baby. I be gone for 3, 4, 5 days, then come back like nothing ever happened, baby. It's the jump off. And Don Lemon got it over there jumping off. And we got to talk about it. So before we get started, y'all already know what to do. Go ahead and run them likes all the way up. You guys know that thumbing up the video not only helps the YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, YouTube's notification system will be triggered, child, because YouTube don't do their job around here. So please run them likes all the way up, 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 thumbs up, 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 up. We need all of that before we even get anything started. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. Don't be a hater. You're not a weirdo. So run them likes all the way up, honey, and show the King that is real out here. Also, if you enjoy everything the King does here, you can always donate to the platform at $Consciouztv on Cash App and or PayPal.me/Consciouztv. Of course, that's Conscious spelled with the Z on the end, just like it is here. All donation information and social media handles are in the description box below, as well as scrolling from right to left in red and white at the bottom of the screen in front of you. And my beautiful, wonderful, handy dandy moderators are always circulating and percolating all of the links for your enjoyment and indulgent purposes. If you have any questions, direct them to my ushers. Okay? Also, make sure that you guys have your notification bell set to all so that you never miss a day or hour when the King is in fact king. And last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be a YouTube community, while your Snapchat, your MySpace, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give no damn where you lay the link. Just let them know that we're live, and we're certainly in color. With no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through. Oh,
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, what's going on, Conscious Crew, child? We got to get into Funky Dineva's ghetto ass, girl. Somebody go seeing Don Lemon the memo, because, baby, Funky about to bring the Fox Soul package right on up and through there, okay? Girl, Funky finna take the Don Lemon brand through there, take them through there, take them through there. I know Don Lemon over there trying to get every click and view he need, girl. Okay, he had just said on yesterday that he trying to blend the corporate political side with the ghetto Wendy Williams ass shit. Mamas, I'm sure the equity on Don Lemon's platform plummeted to the ground, girl. Okay, the hood boogers have moved in the community. My God, we got to get into it, all right? This all is over the Nolan Wells case, which has got social media exploding. It got the United States divided up into the divided states of America. You guys know that we went live and in color for 6 hours last night. I gave my first full commentary on the Nolan Wells death case. There is so much going on in this case that it is definitely understandable why there are so many moving parts and so many opinions and so many perspectives, because, girl, it got it going on. So if you missed last night's panel and you need background music, or you work the graveyard shift, or, you know, you got enough privilege at your cubicle, child, okay, to be listening in and being nosy on social media, and you want something to hold you over, get into last night's live stream, girl, okay? It was so good. It was so juicy. And to be honest, I'm just kind of catching up to everything. So after I got off of that 6 hour live stream last night, I went and finished the Officer Tatum, aka Officer Raccoon's interview with Nolan Wells' so-called friends. We're going to get into that too. And today I gotta go and catch up on Nancy Craig. Girl, I was finna say Nancy Crazy. I mean Nancy Crazy, girl. Girl, her and her Bob, girl, B.O.B. started calling you Bob. Okay, we got to get into some of her stuff because apparently she's been given coverage, girl. She's sinking her dentures into this case, and you guys been bringing her name up. So, you know, I've been on a bit of a spiritual hiatus and been co-creating. So now I'm in the clear. God has landed on my White House lawn, and I have manifested the things I needed to manifest, girl. Now I'm here with the shit, okay? So before we get into Funky Dineva setting or off, I want to get into a few of the things that have slid across my front desk since I've been up this morning. I ain't even been to sleep yet, y'all. I haven't even gone to bed. I've been up since 7 p.m. because I slept in late, girl. So I woke up late yesterday, so I guess I'm gonna have a late day today as well. But let me get into some updates regarding Nolan Wells. You guys know that Nolan Wells is the 18-year-old young man out of Mississippi who spent the 4th of July on Horn Island with a bundle of his friends, predominantly Caucasian friends, and he did not return home alive with those friends. His body washed up on the shores of Horn Island 2 days later. Some of his friends have came to social media and disputed the rhetoric and the theory that they had anything to do with his death. They claim that he stayed behind on the island of free choice to frolic behind a beautiful white lady named Katie. And Katie done came out and said, I don't know that man. He left with his friends, girl. So now there are all types of conflicting stories. Officer Tatum, a.k.a. Officer Raccoon, is out here looking for Negroes in the daylight with a flashlight, girl, hooting and hollering and doing what he's being paid to do as paid opposition, girl. He is the male version of Candace Owens' child. And you know what I noticed between all of these, like, really shoe-shining, tap dancing as Negroes is that, girl? These Negroes are really, really playing a role, child. You know, whether it's Officer Tatum, whether it's Candace Owens, whether it's the Amir nigga who is LGBT, but he's super whitewashed and always doing the bidding of Massa. It's that not only do they have the audacity to always be on the wrong side of history, especially when it comes to blackity black business, but oh girl, they take it one step further to prove that they ain't shit by being married to the descendants of the oppressor, girl. All of them got non-black spouses, my God, today. Girl, they are really standing on that raisinette potato salad. Jesus. So, you know, when I see these type of raccoons, because, you know, it's two sets of raccoons. It's the blackity black raccoons who, they do everything black. They dress black. They, you know, down for the culture and every other aspect, girl, but they deviate in their politics, baby. They don't want shit to do with black folk, child. Okay? They might still sleep with black, co-create with black, etc., but they do not align at all in worldview, girl, with they folk. And they mostly tap dance out of a grift, okay? And then there are the sincere raccoons, okay? Not only do they tap dance and they talk that shit and they don't align with their community, etc., child, and they're always looking to deflect and to victim blame black people for the issues and the predicaments that are in fact interconnected to the systemic reality of racism, which is not just calling your black ass an N-word, but it's also creating entire systems in banking, housing, employment that also treat you like a motherfucking N-word, okay? So the N-word ain't always in verbiage. Sometimes the N-word is in the institutions that are created in the name of keeping a foot on your black ass, all right? Those type of Negroes, girl, they ain't grifting. They're for real, okay? Those happen to be raccoons that are also interracially married. Baby, when I see them particular sets of raccoons, those are truly the reprobates of the community, girl. They far gone. You ain't gonna get no reason out of them. You ain't gonna get, but baby, they don't give a damn if it comes down in writing from the Lord, girl. Okay? They have been successfully MK Ultra into white delusion, white hysteria, girl, and they have become one with the system. They have decided that because we can't beat the systems of racism, that they're going to join them to survive them, girl. And they're not coming off of their golden ticket in this world just to stand in solidarity with the rest of us, baby. Okay, we're gonna get it, have to live. We're gonna have to get it how we live and live how the fuck we get it. Okay? Now I don't know why the hell I went into all of that, girl, but moving along. So apparently Nolan Wells' autopsy report, you guys, will be withheld until the grand jury review. Okay, so we will not be getting that information, girl, until this thing is brought before a grand jury. For those of you who don't know, this is courtesy of, hold on, of WLOTV. It says on Thursday, the Office of District Attorney Angel Myers McRalph confirmed the autopsy report of Nolan Wells' death will be withheld until a grand jury can review it. Quote, every death in this country except those of natural causes and non-criminal car wrecks is presented to your grand jury, McRalph said in a video released Thursday. Quote, many people don't know that we have handled death investigation in this manner my entire career. Okay, so she's saying, girl, it's nothing new over here. This is typical protocol, the typical yik yak, and this is all procedural. In her statement, McRalph acknowledged that public's interest in the case, but said that investigators are already doing everything possible. Quote, the pressure for answers does not change what the work requires. Our responsibility to Nolan and our community is to complete this investigation thoroughly and carefully without compromise, supported by the evidence and worthy of the confidence of the people that we serve. And I had just said on last night that as much as the public is interested in getting to the bottom line, understanding the facts, seeing saltine people on death row, girl, for what they believe saltine people have done to Nolan Wells, that this is going to have zero impact on the way that things move legally, okay? Toxicology reports can take anywhere from 6 months to a year. However, there apparently are already some toxicology reports coming back in regarding what was in Nolan Wells' blood, apparently. We're going to get into that as well, all right? So Mississippi is claiming, child, that they're going to be thorough. They're going to take this seriously. This doesn't mean a lot to a lot of black and brown folk, because Mississippi just has a deep-seated issue with racism and systemic racism and corruption. You know, we're talking Emmett Till and so on out, girl. So, you know, for what it's worth, though, the claim is that they're not going to drop the ball, and they, too, are interested in the truth, all right? Now, why was Nolan Wells face down when transported the second autopsy? Nancy Grace and her Bob had an expert on. Let's check out Miss Nancy Grace. Shout out to her.
Face down. There seems to be a lot of questions about how Nolan's body was received, found, sent. If he was sent face down, that also doesn't make sense to me for the claim that it would be blood pooling in the back of his head, because if he's face down, wouldn't blood pool just by nature of gravity this way if he was found face down? it just doesn't make a lot of sense. But as I was listening to you and Joseph Scott Morgan talk, I mean, I don't know the terrain here, but if they're keeping the throat for a potential throttling, and you see this mark on the back of the head, if you're thinking in terms of someone's head pressed up against it, if there's something behind my head and you're pressing me this way, but by not knowing the manner or cause of death, we're kind of jumping to a conclusion there. So it just seems like every single layer there is more questions than answers. And the mark on the back of the head, not seeing in the autopsy report that there were really marks or signs of trauma anywhere else, was really particularly curious. I mean, why just there? What caused it? And we don't really have those answers about whether or not there was significant trauma to the flip of that, to the front, because as you said, throat wasn't sent for the second autopsy.
So back to you, Joe Scott Morgan. I'm going to bring in the rest of the panel in just one moment. Joe Scott, how could the deep reddened markings at the back of the head, the occipital, how could that come from the blood sinking down post-mortem? It just, first he was face down, so it would sink to the blood would go to his face. That was would be the lowest point. But after that, after he's dead for a period of days, I don't see how the blood could then continue to pool in a different direction. And we are getting reports that he was sent to the second autopsy face down. I find that hard to believe, but that's according to reports.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about claims?
Okay, y'all already know what my theory is. My theory is because he was allegedly unalived on the boat, okay, and that seems to be supported by the newly cleaned up audio where we can hear the whole commotion and altercation taking place in the background of this call to have a company come out and tow the boat. And I believe that he was later disposed of by being thrown in the water and was more than likely thrown face first into the water or planted face down in the water. But I think that I don't believe that Nolan Wells died in the water. I think he was unalived on that goddamn boat and then later disposed of and put in the goddamn water. Yes. Now, as we discussed last night, there seemingly is going to be some interesting contradictions to what's in this recording and then reports of people claiming that they saw Nolan Wells on the island still long after his friends allegedly had headed back to the mainland. Apparently, there is some type of evidence to support these claims outside of just witness statements. So let's check out what this young lady on Instagram had to say. Let me restart this up.
I have a major update in the Nolan Wells case, and this article was written about an hour ago saying evidence appears to show Nolan Wells was on Horn Island when friends left, and this was reportedly told to TMZ, but a woman named Janetta Brantley posted a cleaned up audio version of the CTO call. As you can see, she has some serious credentials, and I really respect the fact that she didn't use AI because she wanted to keep the recording as conservative as possible. She wrote captions on the video to reflect what she believes she heard, but I want you to listen to it with your own ears.
Okay, so actually, hold on. I want to get into this article. So hold on. Let me type this article and see if I can pull it up and read the summary on it, because I'm curious to know what the fuck this evidence is. Evidence appears to show Nolan Wells was on Horn Island when friends left, by Michael. Who wrote this article? Evidence on Nolan Wells points to accident 1 day ago. Oh, this is a Yahoo article? My God. Oh, this is Yahoo. My God. Girl, Yahoo don't even grammatically correct their write-ups. Okay, so let's read this. Evidence appears to show that Nolan Wells was on Horn Island when his friends left. More details are coming to light in the death of Nolan Wells, the 18-year-old who mysteriously vanished during a 4th of July trip to Mississippi's Horn Island before he turned up dead. If you guys can hear me clearly, please give me a 1 in the chat. I want to make sure that you guys can hear the audio clear, because I got AC blowing, I got fans blowing. I got to keep this pussy dry, okay? Sources with direct knowledge told TMZ in an article published Monday on July 27th that authorities have evidence that apparently shows Wells still on Horn Island after the boat his friends were on departed. On July the 4th, the Mississippi college football player traveled to Horn Island. We already know all that. However, Wells' parents, Christine and L. Moray Wansley, have pushed back on claims that he would not return with the group he came with. According to TMZ's latest development, at least two witnesses, really, who were interviewed by law enforcement said they saw Wells on the island after the boat his friends were on headed back to the mainland. Earlier Monday, TMZ obtained enhanced audio of a teenager on the boat calling private towing company CTOW around 4 p.m. as the vessel began taking on water near Horn Island. Some internet sleuths believe someone in the background of the call seems to say, "Is he dead?" about 12 seconds in. However, it is unclear as to what is actually being talked about in the background. As Globe previously reported, after Wells disappeared, his body was found in the water, while investigation said there's a drowning, blah, blah, blah. All right. So, girl, TMZ got two measly ass, drunk ass, Horn Island alleged witnesses, girl. I don't believe them motherfuckers saw no damn, girl, I'm gonna need to see evidence, as my boy YB Speaks would say, girl. I want to see video footage of Nolan ass on that island. I want to hear audio. I'm gonna need more than the drunkest memory recall of two witnesses who allegedly was on the island, girl, after 6 p.m. and the Hennessy is hitting, girl. Too many white people believe that all black people look alike. So they might have been talking to motherfucking 2 Chainz, girl, talking about, girl, they was chopping it up with Nolan Wells. No, ma'am, girl. Them niggas was probably, girl, having a whole conversation with E.J. Johnson, girl, talking about, girl, no, yeah, they spent 15 minutes chopping it up with Nolan Wells. You been drunk as hell, high as hell, all day, saying that you saw him after a certain point. So these witnesses would also have to be aware that his friends left, when his friends left, to be able to objectively say, yes, he was there. They not even identifying these 2 damn witnesses. Who the hell are the 2 witnesses? Why is there all this mystery and mystique around everything? Even Warren or Wyatt or whatever the white boy name was who was talking to Officer Raccoon, when he was like, yeah, you know, even I have evidence that Nolan was, you know, still on the island, you know, even though we know he was still on the island because we left him there. But, you know, there was also somebody that I spoke to who also said that they interacted with Nolan, you know, even after we were long gone. What do you mean somebody? Who was the somebody, bitch? Give us a government name. We want the Social Security, bitch. I want blood type. I need verification. Girl, at this point, girl, y'all gonna have to prove it because it's too many inconsistencies. And once again, this whole entire case is wrapped up in a system that's known for corruption and racial bias. So, specifically, black and brown people have every reason to lend no type of a benefit of a doubt if they don't want to the alleged sincerity of this investigation, the alleged intent of the initial coroner, these unnamed so-called fucking witnesses, girl. Even Katie McCormick barely wanted to come forward. She hasn't even released a public statement. She got her sister Gracie out here, girl, saying, don't y'all put that on my motherfucking sister, because after his friends were calling him back to that boat, My sister ain't see him no more. She had assumed, girl, that he got on the Titanic or the Mayflower or whatever the hell y'all calling the boat today, girl. Okay, and then had transatlantic across the Horn Island River, girl, back home with them colonizers. Okay, so Gracie is saying, girl, keep her sister out of the group chat. So there's all these mixed up reports. Then you got Bart, you killed him, girl. Bart, is he dead? Bart, girl, he's gone. You really did it. No's gone. But then you got Bart in the comment section saying, girl, he was on the planet Venus running a child orphanage for a year, girl, that he was over in Wyoming and he ain't have nothing to do with it. He wasn't even physically in the state of Mississippi, girl. But then you got the white boy talking to Officer Tatum, talking about, yeah, Bart towed the boat. Bart helped us to get to shoreland. Bart, like, girl, what? So how is Bart and his daddy out here putting out AI images of Bart ass in space, Bart ass on the moon, during the 4th of July, nowhere to be in physical sight, but his friend is there, girl, spilling all the tea in the interview, saying that it was Bart ass who saved the day and towed the boat to the mainland, which is why the sea tow company never got to complete said mission, because Bart fulfilled it. And then you got Bart's name being yelled out in the background. Oh my God. I cannot deal with none of this, girl. This story is literally the most insane, intellectually, factually discombobulating situation I have ever. It feels like straight up Mississippi voodoo is happening, girl. Like, this is what an illusionist spell looks like, girl. Like, when an old nasty piece of Freemason, high-ranking ass, Illuminati ass witch, girl, cast down a spirit of delusion and confusion, girl. This is what this looks like, girl. When y'all in the Old Testament reading y'all Bible, and the Bible talks about how God sent down a spirit of confusion, girl, to dizzy and dazzle the hell out of the false prophets, babes. This is the state them niggas was in, girl, okay? They was dealing with the Nolan Wells case, girl, okay? Everything is thrown about. It's a mess. Moving along from that. The black friend, okay? This is the second friend that stepped into the living room of Officer Raccoon, and this issue of Nolan Wells' mother claiming, girl, that she ain't never met none of these people. She didn't meet the white boy, or Warren, I guess that's his name. She never met him, despite Warren saying that him and Noel, or I'm talking about Noel, girl, him and Nolan were friends since the 8th grade, since middle school. And the black friend, who's also, I think he's biracial, he has a white mother, black dad, I don't know. Him and Nolan are both biracial. But he claims that him and Nolan were friends since high school, since freshman year. And he even said he done met the mama, girl. He done vacation, that he done left his cars, you know, in her driveway, that he even left his new Mercedes Benz in front of her shit. So he's completely perplexed why the mama is claiming that, you know, she don't know none of them, girl. Okay, she on her Mariah Carey shit, baby. Who? Girl, she's an owl. Who? Warren? Who? Trisha? Who? So let's check out what he got to say in response to the mama girl playing the dementia game.
Nolan's mother said on television that, as if she don't even know you.
Have you spoken to Tristan since Nolan's passing, and how are you responding to his account of what happened?
So first of all, we don't know Tristan. We've never met him. So to say, you know, best friend, childhood friend, That's a bit of a stretch.
Wow.
So what's the truth in that? And how did that affect you? How did that make you feel?
So she originally touched and she said that we weren't childhood best friends. And she's not wrong. She's not wrong. I moved to Ocean Springs in 9th grade. I met Nolan in 9th grade, as I've stated in my Rolling Stone interview. Nolan was my best friend, though. She can believe it or not, that was my best friend. No, me and her never had a sit-down, in-depth conversation like me and you're having now. It was always, hey.
No, the mama says she don't know who Warren is either. Is Warren the white boy who interviewed with Officer Raccoon? Or the one who got the rectangle face? Is that Warren? Is Warren the chiseled face, square head ass, saltine boy who sat down for the interview? Yeah, that lady said she don't know that man. Because he had to respond too. Because Officer Raccoon asked him, girl, like, how you feel about that lady saying she don't know who the hell you is? And, you know, he did say, and basically admit he never met that damn lady. And that they never did powder or anything at that lady's house, girl, okay? All the Caucasian things were taking place at his house after school. That lady said she don't know that man. Now, I don't know if she know Wyatt or not. But that lady said she don't know no damn Warren. And she don't know no damn attrition. Or shit, she might know their ass by acronym or by name. But she don't know them, and they don't know her, and they don't know her son either.
We do it. I've been to her house multiple times. I've taken Nolan to school multiple times. I've left my vehicle at her house multiple times, even including the new vehicle I just got has gotten left at her house for 2 days. And I just got it. I haven't even had it for 4 months. My vehicle for that stayed at her house for almost a week. Me and her son went on trips together. We went to Florida for spring break together. You don't know me? I'm in all these homecoming and prom photos as our whole friend group. Me and Nolan are standing next to each other. You don't know me. Nolan's last name is Wells. My last name at one point in time was Walker. We were by each other in the alphabet when we graduated.
My God.
Man, that's mind-boggling.
That lady said, girl, if y'all don't know me, y'all don't know him. Baby mama bear said, bitch, if y'all don't know me, y'all ain't know him, girl. Who that? Who at the door? But can we pivot real quick? First of all, I don't know what type of damn asbestos, I don't know what type of damn new vaccine this damn government done put in America's drinking waters, but these are the most 35-year-old looking ass 18-year-olds I have ever seen in my entire motherfucking life. Like, I had to be reminded that these niggas are 18 every time I read an article or a comment, because looking at them, all these niggas look like mechanics. These don't look like no motherfucking 18-year-olds to me, baby. Where the rat tail at? Where the bow rats at? Girl, 18 where these niggas got 5 o'clock shadows. This ain't no damn 18-year-old. This a whole damn husband. This is a baby daddy. This is a street mechanic. Girl, this is an Arab working behind the motherfucking cashier down the street at the Chevron. This is not no motherfucking 18-year-old. Girl, I don't understand. And don't even get me started on Mr. Squarehead ass, the white boy. Bitch, you look like the damn world's oldest girl. Talking about, girl, 18 where? 18 shoe size. Made an 18 on the SAT. Live on 18th and 7th Boulevard There ain't no way in hell. These are 18-year-olds, girl. I look younger than both of these motherfuckers, and I'm 40. Bitch, if it wasn't for the little salt and pepper I allowed to be in my beard, and the fact that I have a beard, you wouldn't even be able to clock that, girl. I look eternal. I look nocturnal. Given very much so descendant of the Scarlet Witch, girl. Given very much so descendant of Blade, of Akasha. But then let's pivot a little bit more, because Officer Raccoon sitting up in this bitch, built like a box Chevy, and then had the fucking audacity to have his fucking legs crossed with these shoestringless ass mid-top boots on, girl. I wanted to slide down the motherfucking wall. The whole fucking build on Officer Raccoon is completely, girl, obnoxious. It defies scientific reasoning, bitch. It was fucking with me and my homegirls, because if you can't go to Bella Noche's, bitch, and get a good interview, then what in the hell can you go, girl? I was bothered. I was bothered and upset by the visual. I was bothered, girl, by how much obnoxiousness could be in one man's sitting posture, girl. I was bothered by how much immaturity one man could conjure up, girl, in the way that he rests upon his own body. It disturbed me deeply. I don't like him. I just discovered who the hell Officer Raccoon is, girl, and I ain't like him from the energy. Yet alone, once I got into the things, because here's the thing with Officer Raccoon. I completely understand doing these interviews, seeing what these boys have to say about this mystery-ass incident. But what I cannot understand for the life of me is exactly why he, this early on in this investigation, is all out declaring that these young men have absolutely nothing to do with Nolan Wells' disappearance and his untimely death. Especially when you up there, bitch, built like Patrick Star. I don't understand why he is outside, loud as hell on his bullhorn, declaring that these young men who identify as this young man's friends are innocent, bitch. A grand jury doesn't even know if these motherfuckers are innocent or not. Investigators don't even know if these motherfuckers are innocent or not. The coroners don't even know that, bitch. Why are you screaming and hooting and hollering, and then got the audacity, bitch, to be married to a bitch who's average, and very much so best? My God. And bitch, you up there structured, baby, on that couch like Johnny Bravo. Bitch, I can't deal with this mushroom ass, Mario Brothers ass aesthetic, bitch. Big, brolic, wide, and masculine on the top, girl, and skinty, feminine, and petite and fit from the waist down. Make your visual make sense, girl. I'm clueless. Girl, I'm shook. Everything about this whole fucking case is just completely whimsical, girl. It's whimsical, baby. All the unicorns and freaks are outside, girl. This whole case is a mess, girl, and it's discombobulating. Moving along. Speaking of an obtuse built motherfucker, DJ Academics, girl, done decided that him and his Ozempic pen wanted to take a swing at intellectually sparring, girl, with the Nolan Wells incident. Academics reacts to the Nolan Wells 911 call and says that when the person in the background of the call says, quote, "is dead," they may have been referring to the boat and not Nolan. My God, today the American curriculum has absolutely failed tax-paying Americans, baby. Y'all best to start homeschooling y'all children, girl. The level of, not, baby, we can't critically think because obviously there's a critically hearing issue. Okay? There is a critical hearing issue, which is why we have a critical thinking issue. Check out Academics, girl.
Oh, also something was malfunctioning, supposedly a pump to pump water off of the boat, right? So it looks like there's water that is somehow gotten into the boat, or like, the ground of the boat. In order to not sink, there usually is a pump that works, that will just pump it over. But if the pump is dead, and that's why we got to remember terminology now, like, would it be normal to say, hey, it's dead in terms of the pump is dead, or maybe we're referring to the boat itself? Maybe that's what they were talking about. But I think this is what they believe malfunction. That last "he's dead" or "it's dead," it could be "it's dead." Remember, they're panicking over the boat, so it kind of could make sense for them to be talking about the boat. Also something was malfunctioning, supposedly a pump to pump water off of the boat, right? So it looks like there's water that is somehow gotten into the boat, or like, the ground of the boat.
Girl, shut up. Here's the motherfucking transcript from the background. Can we cover it up? Yes, I thought all about that. Oh, you killed him. He's already dead. Is he dead? Yeah. Nolan. Oh my God. Nolan. Wake up. Inaudible but clear. Wyatt. Wake up. Yells. Get the F up. Damn it, Bart. No-No's really dead now. Listen for yourself.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Shut the fuck up!
So going back to DJ Academics, oh, they could be talking about the boat, but clearly you hear the word killed. You hear human pronouns, he and him. Is he dead? You really killed him. So is the boat named Nolan, bitch? Because if Nolan is supposed to be back at the island under the fucking spell of Katie McCormick, why are people who are offshore, who allegedly left him back at the island, calling his name on the boat that he allegedly not supposed to be on? Is the boat named Nolan? Because Don Lemon and Charles from TMZ and Daniel was up there doing the bob and weave challenge when Charles was getting into his conspiracy theories about how he think they were talking about the pump. When have human pronouns ever been used to describe inanimate objects? Why would they be referring to a water pump? Why would they be referring to a transmission, an engine, and the he and the him? Why would they be describing a piece of equipment that's not working as dead, or using the term killed? Huh? Like, make it make sense. But you know what? DJ Academics is the same person who also doesn't know the difference between rape and consensual sex with a woman. Moving along to our feature and star-studded segment, because Don Lemon brought on Funky Dineva to give his feelings and thoughts about what's going on with Nolan Wells and discuss this newly cleaned up audio. I didn't see yesterday's show when Funky was on, or didn't see Funky's show. So apparently he had done called out Daniel, who is Don Lemon's personal assistant, or he's a corresponder for the Don Lemon brand. I'm not really sure what role. I don't know if he's, in addition to the harem over there between Don Lemon and his interracial marriage girl. I don't know what all the roles are that Daniel plays, okay? But whatever had happened, girl, apparently Funky Dineva was supposed to get Daniel together today and seemingly acted upon it. Now, I'm not going to play this whole thing. I'm going to show y'all some of the beginning, and then we're going to get directly to the meat and the potatoes. I was enjoying the dialogue and the banter between Daniel and Funky. I thought it was being handled well. I enjoyed watching, black men, indulge in intellectual discord. And, being a little saucy with it, but nonetheless, keeping it all informative, keeping it professional. It was nice. I think it was given what Don Lemon initially fantasized that it would give, trying to merge Dineva in with his brand. But then the rubber always meets the road, baby. And Funky Dineva just ain't going to be able to keep it together for too motherfucking long before he brings down a whole entire goddamn corporation with his evil ass Bunyan girl. And Dineva did that thing that he always does, girl. That thing that he does when Fox Soul hired him. That thing that he does when Sister Circle made, a panelist out of him. That thing he does, when Michelle had lended him a roof and a sink and a washer and a dryer that all went missing, bitch, upon him being evicted for unpaid rent. It was just, girl, that repeat offender situation, girl. This came crawling out of his ass, girl. So check this out. And of course, this is fair use. Shout out to Don Lemon, girl. But somebody better tell Don Lemon, girl, that he's probably in danger, girl. Celie, you in danger at this point, baby.
Secondly, Daniel, what really just makes me uncomfortable with you in this particular situation is just this reluctance to be like, they did something to that boy. They know what happened to that boy. The first appearance, it was, oh, we don't know. Let's wait until we get the evidence. Let's wait until we get the facts. Now we've got what many people consider to be an ace in the hole and a smoking gun. Now it's this, well, I don't know what we're hearing with the lungs and the time and the this. Listen, with all due disrespect, miss me with the bullshit, okay? Miss me with it. Common sense overrides all of.
And just as the FYI, I don't know, I've gotten into a very spiritual space over the past few months. Everybody's posture and visual is upsetting me these days. To Funky Dineva's point, it's something about Daniel's chin up and this smize that makes me want to smack the shit out of him. It's such an obnoxious angle. It's such a it's such an abusive angle. It's such a illegal angle that it just makes you want to smack the shit out of him, girl. Like, lower this cinnamon bun ass chin, girl, and pucker the fuck up and wipe that motherfucking half-baked ass mice off of your face, girl, because see, that posture is pulling out all of the evil in Funky Dineva, and that's why his ass couldn't take it, girl. Dineva could not withhold the abuser in himself, girl, okay? Because of this whole angle of you.
Fluff and caution. They know what happened to him. They know what happened to him. Even if you're screaming, "Oh my God, Nolan," why are you screaming, "Oh my God, Nolan"? At that point, whether he drowned, whether it's water in the lungs, whether the throat is missing, whether his Nike sandal is missing, why are you screaming, "Oh my God, Nolan"?
Are y'all looking at Daniel, girl? This posture is so condescending, girl. Like, this girl is looking at Dineva like, girl, how many times did you have to prick your skin with the crack needle? Because I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. See, fuck, I even gave it to Daniel because he knows that Daniel is secretly judging him and secretly reading him down in his spirit, girl. But Daniel has been trained well, and he's media trained, girl. And he's not going to sabotage his Don Lemon check, girl. But fucking even knows that Daniel is reading him in silence. Okay? This look here is very judgmental, girl. Because as Funky Dineva is talking, Daniel is not hearing anything, girl. All he's doing is thinking about how he's happy that he didn't become you, girl. He's happy that he had a mama that actually loved him. He's happy that he's never been dangled over the 7th floor balcony of the Red Roof Inn by trade, bitch, in the heat of the night. Baby, Daniel is judging and reading Funky down in spirit. And Funky knows it. And the more that Funky reads him out loud, the more Daniel is reading him in spirit, baby. And there is a verbal and non-verbal versus match taking place, and Dineva has picked up on all of the frequencies and the vibrations thereof, because even though he's not looking at me, bitch, I know he's judging me right now. And if I'm clocking it, then I know that Dineva is clocking the secret covert readathon that is going down in this snooty bitch's spirit about him, girl.
Matters not. You know what happened to him, and even though we can't
look at
hear
him, look at him,
single specific word, there was
look at
panic surrounding Nolan. Why was there panic?
He's like, girl, why are you talking to me, girl? All I hear is poverty. Why, girl, why are you talking to me? All I hear is $50 rent, girl. Why are you speaking, girl? I can smell the welfare system off of you, Miss Mamas. Okay, if it wasn't for the check that I'm getting cut to entertain such homelessness and such disenfranchisement, girl, you would not be afforded to be in my craze, Miss Mamas.
All panicking about, and that is what we need to delve into.
I know you think that you're eating me up, girl, but you're eating from a bowl of oodles and noodles. Okay, so you are eating, girl.
Okay, so
but it's not a gourmet meal. It is government provided cheese, girl, that you're eating up.
No, hang on one second, Daniel. I just want to say. Hold on. Just give me a second. Yeah, you're going to respond. I just want to clear something up. So that is
okay, because girl, Daniel is ready, girl. To show this bitch what a tax bracket sounds like.
From one photo. I have been consistent in saying we gotta wait for the facts. And I'm still saying we have to wait for the facts. And that's why I think it's important that we wait for the throat, that we wait for the lungs. Because if the lungs don't have any water in them, then that tells me he was murdered. That he didn't drown like the sheriff Ledbetter said he did. That says he was murdered. And so that again is a fact that we have to wait for. Another reason why I think it's important that you follow the facts, it's not minutia, it's important, the timeline, the idea of him saying, and again, Thrasher is in part of this investigation, you are a pontificator just like I am, just like Don, right? We are not there, we're not collecting evidence or facts, we're talking to people on the ground. He's there. I spoke to him directly. He said people saw him, Nolan, at 5:45. He also confirmed Nolan was not on that boat when the friends left. That tells me that, again, that timeline is important. If Nolan is being seen on the island after the boat has left, that would tell me, again, if this is true, and I'm not even saying this is true, that would tell me the friends did not murder him. But again, I am not drawing any conclusion.
And then you can read into Funky Dineva, girl. He looking for Daniel to shut up because he know that he's about to snatch the beige off of Daniel's bone structure, girl.
Consistent. I'm not saying the boys are innocent.
He's about to snatch that silver spoon right out of Daniel's mouth and beat his ass to a bloody pulp with it.
Or guilty. And I think that's the
He just waiting for a elongated quietness and a pause and a line of demarcation and Daniel sentencing so he can jump into the double dutch competition.
I'm waiting until we have more information. And in terms of this audio, in terms of the oh my God and the freaking out, it has been explained. I'm not saying this is true. But because the boat was sinking, that is why they were saying, oh my God. That is why they were freaking out. It was because the boat is sinking. Again, I'm not saying that's true or not true. I am just saying we need more information. And I am saying I don't think it's okay that you or anybody else has drawn a conclusion about anything until we have more information.
Let me tell you what friends do of people who drowned.
Let me tell you how this pivoted. Hold on. Do I got the volume on? Yeah. Let me show you how this shit here pivoted, baby. Hold on. Here we go. All right, y'all run them likes up, girl. Fucking Dineva officially has hit his wits end, girl. This is where he puts a tombstone on top.
A house Negro vibe I'm getting from you when it relates to this story, and it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me feel like you are...
Oh, you heard that. Oh, yes. You heard that correctly, yes. Let me rewind that bike for you. Loud, live, and in color, girl, in front of 22,000 people. Yes, God, he did. He did it, y'all.
5 happy hour, brother to brother. There's just a...
Okay, hold on. Let me bring this back up, child. One more time, girl.
There's just a level of emotion and concern I'm missing from you. There really is. Like, there is just...
He trying.
A house Negro vibe I'm getting from you when it relates to this story, and it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me feel like you are more concerned about your acceptance in your white circles than you are about what's going on, because it just really feels like, and not that Black people are monolithic and that we should all be on the same page, but it really does feel like the overwhelming majority of the Black community is on the same page, and you are somewhere over here trying to provide as much cover as you can for these white boys.
Wait.
But in his defense, I think that, hold on, I think in his defense that he is, I think on his journalist hat. But Dineva asked you to take off your journalist hat. So anyway, I don't want to speak for you. I just wanted to go ahead.
I want to know what cover I'm providing for them.
Because last show, it was we need more evidence, not damn wait, don't jump. And then it's kind of like we get a little more, and it may not be for you, the ace in the hole. Then it's kind of like, it just feels like just a little push to kind of discredit what it is we're kind of hearing. What we are hearing, whether we're able to make out every...
Correct. How does Funky Dineva know that Daniel has a white circle? He assumes because Daniel is pulled up and is degreed and has experience and is qualified for the job that he does, that Daniel is shucking and jiving for the Caucasian man. And if I was Daniel, I would have said to Funky Dineva, is my white circle as white as what goes in your nose? Is my white circle as white as what you bump off the end of the bar stool. Is my circle as white as what's left in your ashtray by your nightstand every evening? Because, girl, the way that I would have systematically chewed Dineva flesh off the literal bone, that on the next Don Lemon show, they would have been reporting, girl, his mysterious disappearance, bitch. Because I would have gagged this bitch into a total oblivion, baby. We would have been doing the autopsy, girl, on where she disappeared to when I was done with her.
Single word or not, what we are hearing is y'all ass know what the hell happened to Nolan. I think that any reasonable person can draw that conclusion.
Because, bitch, all of this smoke coming from a bitch who can't keep a check, my God, today. It ain't nothing but a tears and victimhood in this bitch's legacy, girl. And you got the audacity to be calling me a shoe-shining ass raccoon, girl. Because I don't have eviction papers on the front door, girl. Because I haven't had to move 4 times in 1 year, bitch. Because we don't know whether the coin is going to your landlord or to your ass. Or whatever available functional vein that you have left, baby, to see the glory with. I'm a shoe-shining raccoon because I can actually attach references to my job application. You're upset, girl? I'm a shoe-shining raccoon. Because I don't have to lose no sleep at night, girl, when my soon-to-be employer says that he's going to call previous places of employment, baby, and talk to my superiors about my performance. My God. Now, here's the gag. I agree with everything that Funky Dineva ass was saying. Was saying up to this motherfucking point about Daniel ass, girl. Because Daniel is really playing, girl, checkers when we've already elevated to chess, Miss Mamas. Catch up, girl. This is no longer Uno, girl. You're playing high-stakes spades right now, baby. We've been moved from the Uno deck. But the house nigga comment was absolutely ghetto. It was atrocious. It was unfucking professional. And I couldn't help but, in all of my cellular memory of watching Funky Dineva's attempt to grow over the past 5-6 years, but think about, oh my God, here this bony pinch booty bitch go again, setting himself up for failure. And at this point, honestly, I can't even stomach another apology from Dineva, because Dineva is too old. That's reflected in his facial hair, bitch. At this point, you're too old. You've taken all the L's. You've seen your shit on the side of the road too many times. At this point, girl, like, if you haven't gathered up all of the intel and data from all of the shadow work the universe tried to get you to do through all the self-induced L's you've taken, then there's never going to be a point of true enlightenment and a true personal and professional pivot for Dineva. And this is also what happens when you put a pseudo-intellectual up next to a competent working professional. You're going to get emotionalism. You're going to get somebody who makes a reality out of their emotional stimulation more so than somebody who can be clear, somebody who can be grounded. And to Daniel's credit, ultimately, that's what he was doing. Because unlike Funky, Daniel girl ain't trying to see a motherfucking lawsuit reading girl. The Warrens girl versus the state of Daniel girl and all of his cumulative income. No, ma'am. Okay, if you want to speak emphatic about the motherfucking white people, girl, and they out here tied up and married into judges and federal agencies and shit, bitch, go ahead, Miss Mama. Tell all 22,000 people that's gonna turn into 100,000 by the end of the day, bitch, that them white people killed their motherfucking friend, bitch, okay? And if you and your coin got that, baby, my God, run them that, girl. But as for me and my checking account, as for me and my first and the 15th, as for me and my savings, bitch, as for me and my piggy bank, girl, we shall wait on all the preliminary forensic findings from the first and second autopsy, girl. What we will do, girl, is wait till all the witnesses, girl, have testified unto thee and all the fingerprints have been gathered and the grand jury has been assembled, Miss Mama, and this has successfully converted itself from a accidental drowning case to a homicide, baby. Now, if your piggy bank, baby, can handle all of that, honey, if you want to run the Warmans that, and you want to run the Wyatts that, honey, baby, I will support you, and I will be there to report on your case as a defendant, since that man's stepmama is a whole judge, bitch. I'm sure she'd be presiding over the litigation, girl. I would give you all the courage, girl. I would keep you in prayer, bitch. If you such a rich bitch, girl, you can hoot and holler and tear your shit up all you want to, girl. All right? But I'm going to play the nice little middle. And I'm going to act within my journalistic integrity, baby. I'm not going to discredit myself because, bitch, what are y'all in fact going to do? If there is evidence to support that this man was on that island long after them boys had took that tow-up ass Titanic boat to the mainland, girl, and had done lost a spare tire and all and damn near drowned getting back home while Nolan was back there, bitch, fucking on white women. Baby, what are y'all in fact gonna do, baby, and say? If that audio cannot be submitted into motherfucking evidence and they gather a grand jury that's going to have to decide on this case without it. What in fact are y'all gonna do, baby? It's disappointing. And even though Funky, he apologized, he said, I should have called you a house nigga on the phone with my friends. I should have never said that to your face. I apologize. The apology is whack. Funky is too old. And it scares me for him. Because I think Funky has potential. That's why I call him out. I call him out like a mother, like a loving mother does. Who's hard on her bad behaving ass teenage child who knows that, okay, you got it to go do some things with, but you just won't get all the way right for some reason. You be wanting the smoke from the universe, and I just don't know why. Funky, we are ready for you in this capacity. You know how many people are waiting? You know how many people are saying, girl, oh my God, CNN should give him a segment, girl. Funky Dineva should, girl, he's got it, girl. He's doing all the things. And every time Funky gets to this point, he does something to remind us that he's ghetto as hell. And that his emotions are going to trump his logic and his professional hood, and that his professional hood is just very short-lived. And I honestly think that it's time for a lot of YouTubers who want to pivot and take their careers to the next level, girl, to go to some type of a charm school, some type of a goddamn etiquette school, girl, because it is something about when you've been your own boss for a long time, bitch, and you've been sitting up, in the words of Brandy, sitting up in your room, dragging these hoes from right to left, bitch, and you ain't got nobody that you got to answer to, and you ain't got nobody you got to censor yourself to, and you ain't really got no motherfucking overhead, girl. There is something about that privilege and that authenticity and rawness, baby, that you gotta be trained up out of, baby. It's hard to go back into a situation where you gotta be polished, but clearly Dineva is desiring to some degree, girl, the polishing of it all, and he is going to have to polish it up. But Dineva is ghetto. He's ghetto. And it's also the audacity, girl, and I don't even fuck with Armand Wiggins, but it's the audacity of you doing all that scolding to Armand Wiggins after you had them set him up to go and be a nuclear bomb to finish Foxhole off, girl. But you sat in front of Carlos King, girl, and gave this whole diatribe and this whole 4-page letter about how emotionally unintelligent Armand is and how emotionally driven he is, girl, and how raggedy-minded he is and how he need to grow an extra 4 inches on the end of his dick, bitch, and really become a whole motherfucking man. And you're still out here not able to conduct yourself in a professional manner without having to issue an apology to a motherfucker by the end of a 50-minute long segment. My God, today, your beard is too gray to still be making these type of pathological fucking mistakes. Girl, you have enough coin at this point to go and exploit the hell out of betterhelp.com and get it together. Daniel is entitled to his opinion, okay? And what Daniel was saying was that, girl, I'm just not going to make no emphatic statements about nothing. Because I don't need that smoke, bitch. There is a time and a place for everything. And until Funky Dineva get it together, girl, Don Lemon better do his historical research, girl, and his Carfax report on Miss Dineva before he talks about, girl, trying to merge Wendy Williams in. And then in 6 months, bitch, Don Lemon will be merging into the unemployment line, girl. Because he thought it was a key and a cackle, it hasn't worked out well. Whenever Funky Dineva, girl, pivots outside of his bubble, it doesn't end well. And the Lemons were not here for it. Now, the Funky Bunch, who were in Don Lemon's chat, was here for it because that's the type of crowd that he's created. But the Don Lemon crowd, girl, was like, okay, hold on. We was all the way with you, girl, until the house nigga comment. We love a spicy conversation. We love the banter. We love the littiness. But at the same time, girl, let's keep it informative. Let's keep it factual. Let's keep it intellectual. So it did cheapen up the place when Funky Dineva did that. Like, immediately, girl, I lost all of my, like I was locked in for a minute. I was enjoying it between him and Daniel. You know, this kind of like opposition, to people with slightly different approaches, kind of saying the same thing, but not the same thing. They differing in certain places. Both of them are holding their own. They're using their words. They're using their heads. You know, it's all solid on both ends. And then, baby, the welfare queen and Dineva just jumped the fuck out, baby, and just took me completely out of the present moment, girl. I was pissed. You know, in the words of Q-Tip, girl, on the Janet track, girl, why you had to go and do that 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 and do that? Why? And then that's what the conversation became for the audience, girl. The viewing audience had completely lost the plot. Now they were all tied up in, oh my God, he went too far. Why he had to do that? It's drawing the line. This ain't fair. This ain't right. It's just like, oh my God. Funky. Just be intellectual for an hour and hold back the raggedy motherfucker in you for an hour. That's all. But once again, girl, the question is, can Funky do it? Can Funky do it? He wasn't able to do it on Sister Circle. He wasn't able to do it on Fox Soul. He wasn't able to do it. Can Funky do it? Is the question. And Don Lemon, of course, is here for it, girl. I know what Don Lemon is doing, girl. Don Lemon is gonna play his role, girl, until he see a backlash that's meaningful to him, girl. He gonna play a little bit into this messy shit, and he gonna let Funky represent his shadow side. That's why Don Lemon likes Funky, because all corporate people get tired of having to be pulled up and secretly develop an inner alter ego. And Funky Dineva is Don Lemon's alter ego personified. So he low-key is here for it, girl. Okay? When corporate people don't create a proper outlet, girl, for their corporateness, they ass start secretly paying escorts to tie their ass up the ceiling fence and spank them with fly swatters and shit, girl. They start getting strange, bitch. Okay, so this is Don Lemon's way of treating having to be, you know, pulled up all the time. Okay, he needs an outlet, girl, for the filth of it all. But if he not careful, girl, Don Lemon gonna fuck his shit up, girl. Funky Dineva is gonna come through that bitch, girl. He gonna love bomb. He gonna try to act right. As long as he can act right, baby. Okay, it's gonna be a good few months, maybe even a year, girl. And then, baby, Funky Dineva gonna tear all that shit up, bitch. Okay, girl. Funky Dineva gonna come and tear all that shit down, bitch. Don Lemon better think this all the way through, girl. Not no impulsive shit. Every click in a view, and a good click in a view, girl. All money ain't good money, baby. Sometimes the check you think you about to collect is also going to be your last, bitch. Because all checks ain't good checks, girl. So Don Lemon better think it through, bitch, before Funky have enough time to come up in there, bitch, and fuck up all the motherfucking church's money, baby. Y'all tell me what the hell y'all think about this goings on, baby. Go over there and give Don Lemon a click in the view. The banner was good up until the House Negro comment, child. Tell me what the hell y'all think. Share, subscribe. Leave your comments, your engagements. If you enjoyed the show, y'all already know what to do, baby. The Cash App, the PayPal, the subscription, the like, do all the things. I love y'all. We got a lot of messy shit to get into on today. So I will see y'all later. Peace.